Hello, I'm now here with the heavy. Let's just get right into the weapons. I normally use like the default minigun because it's overall, I like. Yes, the brass speed does that more damage. Just that movement speed is kind of a hindrance. That's why I normally go with the minigun. Like that's your main choices. All of them are good, honestly. But the one weapon there's no positives to against robots is the Tomislav. There's no negatives. You know that slower firing speed means you're doing 20% less damage. You know, I don't think robots will still turn around. It will still turn around even if your barrel's not sounding. It just it's not good. But all of them else, default, the brass, Hulong, it's actually, honestly, technically, with the negative of the extra ammo, it's like just buy one extra thing, more than you normally would in the ammo, and you're just fine. It's probably somewhat the best on, like, Manhattan when there's no tanks. And then Natasha, it's, especially since they've added the extra ammo, it's not. This is also probably better for Manhattan because with the I was just now just because not a whole lot of people know this, but heavies have a 25% damage reduction against tanks and 25%, with an extra 25% there. It's like you're doing. I think you do 8 damage per bullet. It's not that much, so think about that. Like I say, I probably use the default. Usually, last wave, second last wave, I might just switch to brass, just for the heck of it. Just to rip things to shreds. But I normally go with default. Secondary, I would probably best just go with sandwich or the stake, just so you can drop. You just constantly just be throwing it down for an extra health pack if anyone needs it. And then second, your melee is kind of a toss between two. Is running gloves or the fist of steel. They're technically ways to escape. To escape. It's like you run faster, but you take more damage. You run slower, but you're able to take more damage in. That's kind of your two choices. I see heavies. I don't know why have the warrior spirit equipped. And you won't even see them use it. It's like you're technically hindering yourself 20 health. That's a rocket. You're automatically taking an extra rocket of health. And so it's like that one's like a no. The other one that I do like to use occasionally, you actually need to like max it out to help counter the firing speed is the killing gloves, because boy, you can chain that really well, but you gotta know what you're doing. Don't go don't go, yeah, I know what I'm doing. You do need to know what you're doing. But like I said, the best one is either running gloves or fist of steel. It's of course based on what your team is doing. And so the gameplay I'm about to show you is on this, I think second to last again. But my gameplay, I am. Let me switch to the brass so I was using. I am gonna have I was on Skype, so you're gonna hear some of us, all of us talking. So I didn't hardly talk with the upgrades, but I guess I'll kind of discuss. Usually by the end, you'll have. I would say it's heavy, and don't assume since you have almost twice the health as the average other player that you don't need to worry about upgrades, because you're supposed to be the kind of the tank. Do not believe in that, because you'll still be taken down by a group of heavies, and you'll be like, I had full bullet resistance. That's still because if you recall in my Power demo playthrough, I mentioned my friend had full bullet and he just got shredded by those crit heavies, because I call them crit bullets or BS. But I'd say by default heavy, most classes full crit It's cheap, just full crit, and 2 of each. That's at the minimum. The minimum. The next thing is always get at least one destroy projectile. 2 if you have the spare money. And the next, you should never, it's actually a waste of money, because that money, this rate could be moved to the destroy projectile. 2 penetration is more than enough. 3 is overkill. 1 is if you're short on money. Like, you need to always get 1. Technically 1, you're adding 100% of extra damage. 100%. Because there's a big difference between firing speed and projectile. Firing speed it's good if you're firing into one target, like say a giant. That means you're increasing your overall damage by 40%. But if you're firing into a group of robots, which they're always in groups, each tick is 100%. What's a bigger number, 100 or 40? This seems to be a bigger number. But again, that's penetration is good with a group of robots. Firing speed's good against one robot. Me personally, I hardly put into firing speed. I do 2 on projectile, 1 on destroy, and then I usually max out. The next thing we'll talk about is the knockback, because the more ticks you get into, the more effective and the longer it lasts. I normally max that out. Again, it does depend on your team and what mission you're on, or at least do at least 1 tick. Have it for just in case, because there's been plenty enough time, a couple times, that I have seen a heavy save the bomb being dropped. The robot's about to drop it, and a heavy in whatever direction, boom, uses rage and forces the robot off the bomb hole, and it basically saved us from failing the mission. So you can save it and be like, oh, perfect time to use it, boom. And then the ammo capacity, the way I kind of figure out, 1 tick, always, it's always good to start. But the way I figure out is, the way I do it, if I do feel like getting the firing speed, if I have 2 firing, I always get 1 ammo. I always offset it by 1. So if I have full firing, at least 2 of these. So, like, it's like 2 out here, and then 3, boom. And then, I'm sorry, if you get full, you have to get all 3 to help offset like the time of firing. And again, especially for a heavy, most of my classes I usually get 1, maybe 2. Heavy's obviously getting, always get 2. Him, you could might have to get into 3 ticks. It depends, of course, if you have a medic and that too. Or if you're gonna soak up the ammo, soak up the if you really know what you're doing, you're really in there, you can go and max it out. But here's the thing: don't just max out your minigun. Well, that's how it works. If you max out your minigun completely, you will most likely, the only thing you might need to get regardless is crit, because you should be able to survive, because you're knocking out enemies, you're healing, you should be able to survive no problem. But like again, 2 crit pills will take out a heavy. So getting that $450 worth of crit is just fine. But like I said, that's kind of how I play. This is just a guide. So like I say, I normally use default, and then sometimes I just feel like I'll switch to brass. But usually it's like sometimes the last wave. I don't use the brass as the primary my primary weapon. Occasionally, if there's a wave with a tank and we failed, especially twice, I will, and that's probably time that I'm using default and like no firing. I've had to switch to brass, max out my firing. I think put 1 tick. Basically take off like penetration, put it like into ammo and firing speed. And with the 20% bonus damage plus the extra firing speed, we was able to melt, get the tank melted off, and boom, we're good. So it's just how if you know how to time going around corners, because with the slow movement and the spin up, all power to you. But you need to be careful. Just don't think you're the tank, you can take all the damage. You'll still die. So please enjoy this gameplay of, I don't remember which mission it is, but it is on Rottenberg. So enjoy.
Oh my god, a bug's life.
Alright, everyone ready?
Who's not ready? Let's go, let's go, let's go!
I love this doctor!
You're getting closer to the dispenser.
There's the dispenser.
Go! Ready!
Sounds fine to me.
I'm ready!
Get a chair with lumbar support.
This facility.
Lumbar support.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I will out-talk
I will out-damage all of you. I need the help.
Okay. I'll let you take those arrows.
Good deal. I don't got any of that fancy gear stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, game, for bugging out my perspective. One tick I'm looking straight at a domain, the next I'm looking at the sky.
Oh my.
Hey, what are you doing with that?
He's moving it up.
He's got
Right on
back
the
Europe.
Okay, now I have no idea what he's doing.
Yep.
So not on me, Squirrel.
Hey, get that demo. Or did this me?
Alright, I'll get the demo.
I'll give you that.
I want that demo!
Too bad. Mr. I get health on kills.
Who's else and who is getting healed by Squirrel all the time?
I'm not!
Squirrel shares the love.
It's just so slow.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. God damn it.
I'm unstoppable. Archimedes is even saying how good I am.
Archimedes agrees that Number Fox is the best.
Yeah, see?
No, he's lying. Remember Fox McGuire doing bird seed.
Just because I bribed him doesn't mean it's not true.
Exactly.
Just means I'm a smart businessman. Oh no, I'm gonna die.
Some tells me that's a two-way teleporter.
Oh Jesus. It's not a heavy, I'm very unscared of these people.
You're a great doctor!
Buff Bannerang.
Yay. We still haven't fixed that.
Fuck you! Stop giving me the head!
Oh, you and the guy didn't.
That's really head. Let me make some mini crit flashes.
Seriously, what are you doing with that teleporter?
I don't know what
I'm
you're
fighting it everywhere.
Don't trust him.
Oh no! Oh no!
What if Butts is just gonna step on it and figure out, like, what the fuck just happened?
Quick, quick, heal
Yeah.
him.
Darn it.
Yeah, I don't think I can get to you.
If only you had the quick fix and then.
Engineers, look out for that sentry buster.
Yeah, oh well.
No telly. No telly for you.
That's always for you.
What? No!
No, I want to use him. Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, you know, just taking care of one by myself. You know how it is.
Can you take care of the other one that's shooting me in the back?
I have no idea how I survived that.
It's because of me. Jack,
It blew
Too
up
bad.
before I
Oh my god!
Nice, got it.
I wasn't.
Oh my god, they almost clipped me into the